way down Kokomo. Doo-doo, 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 doo-doo. Bodies in the sand. Sorry about that. I had to sit down and text people so they know that I'm streaming. Hello, and welcome to the stream. We are gonna play more Apex. I was gonna start out the stream kind of as a chill thing, because I've been doing a lot of spring cleaning recently. Yeah. Um, with my new job, I want like my own little space. So I have I'm like down in a basement. I have this big space down here. Um, and I used to have my desk set up for work and stuff in my bedroom, but it was really small in my bedroom. And water crept in and caused mold and other issues. So I had to move all my stuff out into this bigger room that I have down in my basement zone. Um, and now I have my work stuff all kind of just strewn about here. This has been a long time coming, but I have all my work stuff all strewn about on one side of the wall, and then I used to have this whole space set out just to be like an invite friends over kind of space. Haven't really had a lot of friends over because of world events, and I'm just sad and lonely. No, that's not true. But what I did is I sat down and I like split the room in half. So now one half of this big room is like my work zone, and then the other half is now dedicated to sitting down, relaxing, doing whatever. So that's the kind of stuff that I've been doing spring cleaning. So yeah, so I thought I was going to be a little bit tired. I kind of sat down. I was looking over some stuff for the stream. And now I have OBS connected to Twitch, so now I can see chat up on just the window, right? So now I can see you guys without having to have Twitch open and then also OBS open. So it should be a lot better, at least for me, to make it easier to talk to you guys. And now I'm using less resources that way, which, let's be real, I need to get a new PC. The PC I have is kind of like it's an old, so here's the story. I was kind of young. I never really had owned a good computer. Um, and and so I really felt like I needed just a good computer after I started to get used to using a computer with the laptop that I was given for, I think, one of my birthdays or something like that, or Christmas. It was Christmas or a birthday. My parents got me a laptop, so for a year or two, I was using this laptop, and just here and there were just things that I couldn't do on my laptop that I really wanted to, games I wanted to play, things like that. So I sat down and thought it was a great idea to, because I was working a job at the time. I was like a janitor, so I had a little bit of money. I thought it was a great idea to take a, a lot of the money that I had been making doing this janitor job to go buy a PC. I have never, well, at the time I wasn't really big into like the PC kind of culture thing, not the political kind of thing, but the actual PC thing. Um, and so I didn't really know much about building your own PC. It wasn't really something I wanted to sit down and indulge with too much. I just wanted something that could do what I wanted it to do, not ask questions. But that didn't really end up working out really the best. So I just looked around and I got a recommendation to sit down and look at Dell computers. So my computer is a stanky old Dell Inspiron from who knows what year. I actually don't know. It's been a number of years. So I have this old Dell Inspiron, and the reason I bought it is because they told me I could upgrade it later, right? It's not completely untrue, but it's also not like true. So I ended up buying this thing. And it was pretty expensive at the time too. It was like $800. And I was like, this is great. It's going to do all the things that I wanted to do. It did, right? Like, and it has. But when I started to get into college, because I've had this PC for many, many years, when I started to get into college with it, I needed something that could do, like, modeling, graphics type kind of stuff, you know? Hold on a sec. Sorry, I'm concentrating because I almost died. So I needed a computer that I could do graphics and stuff on. And that's where I was like, okay, I should probably go buy a graphics card. And that's when I got my 2070, which is great. Ah, these guys. So I bought this graphics card, and it was like, this is great, you know. Goodness, these guys are being vicious.
Just topping off my shields.
Oh, why did I do that? Why did I do that? So I got my 2070. I think it's a 2070 in there. And henceforth, I have had a great, quote-unquote, great experience with it. It barely fit in the case. It's like literally, I think it's like 4 millimeters or something away from another element that where I keep like the hard drives in it. And it constantly overheats, so well, it doesn't overheat in a way that's like, it stops, like, it doesn't like break itself overheating, but it's definitely like hot enough to be concerned about. So I have had the side of my computer off for quite some many years now. So long story short, I feel like I probably need to sit down and get a new computer. At the very least, a new case. Like, start off small, get a new case, get a new hard drive or something. But yeah, so that is why I feel like I need to not utilize as many resources when I stream. Not that it's much of an issue, because it hasn't really been much of an issue the last couple times. I just think that because I was using an internet browser, it was probably using some resources and probably also trying to connect to the internet and stuff, even though I have great internet. Which I think was kind of causing some problems because it was looking a little buggy, a little weird. But, you know, 'tis what it is, I suppose. So yeah, I've been just doing that for most of the day. I think, oh no, tomorrow I have to, tomorrow I have to go mow the lawn. That's my tomorrow. I forgot about that. I don't even get to do the fun thing where I'm on giant riding lawnmower. I have to go do the nonsense weed whacking thing. I trade off with somebody, so one week we do the weed whacking, the other week he sits down and does the mowing. I am gonna have to sit down and do the weed whacking thing for quite some time. So we're gonna have to figure. I'm gonna have to figure that out tomorrow. That's gonna be a fun tomorrow, isn't it? It's kind of like those. Well, I guess it is explicitly like those lawn mowing channels. I don't know if you guys have seen these lawn mowing channels, but they're really great channels. They're good people. But what they basically just do is they run around and they just say, "Oh, you're poor," or "You're, you know, having an issue, right? Like, you know, you're disabled or something, right?" And then they'll sit there and be like, "Guess what? I'm gonna mow your lawn for free," you know. And it's really cool, and it's really cool of them to do. But it's just like a show about just watching a dude mow a lawn, you know. And so I've recently been getting those suggested in my YouTube, and
Somebody has already. I see an enemy.
this guy, man, you know, why do they even have a big open zone like that? That's so frustrating. This is just like past this door, it's just an open area. Ugh.
Recharging my shields.
No, I have these. That'll fill me up. Fill it up, please. You know, I'm gonna go on a rant here for a minute. I love SpongeBob SquarePants, but I I think SpongeBob SquarePants kind of fell off, man. I think the Twitter Gen Z thing has got ratioed, but they're just, I don't even know what that means, got ratioed. But basically after, I think like 2010 or something, when they did the karate episode where Sandy Cheeks and SpongeBob go to like some karate island or something, that I think was the episode where it all just went wrong. It all just went wrong. Why did I pick a shotgun when everybody's sniping at me? So that's where it went wrong, because that was the period of time. Well, you know, actually, I've seen like a little documentary on SpongeBob and its history and things. But I feel like that's when it went down the dumper, because that's when they started focusing more on, let's do something that's like just visually interesting. Let's just do something that's interesting in, like, little kids are going to sit down and be like, I like this, you know. Instead of it being funny, instead of them trying to tell a story or something more important or more fascinating on some level, you know, like, it just kind of turned into, I just like this to like this because it's visually interesting and it's literally the lowest bar possible, you know. So I'm upset at SpongeBob, long story short, because that's when it really just stopped being interesting, you know. And I think SpongeBob is still ahead of its time. I still think SpongeBob SquarePants is ahead of its time in terms of its comedy. There's still some jokes that SpongeBob SquarePants makes where I'm like, wow, that's relevant today, you know. That's a relevant thing to say about XYZ today. You know? Right? Like, Squidward, I think, is a really great example of that kind of, like, mentality. Because Squidward has this mentality of, like, you know, oh, everything sucks in the world is terrible. You know? And, like, when I started working in retail, although I wasn't a Squidward in my retail place, you know, it was one of those things where it was like, you kind of feel like a Squidward some days. Not every day, but some days you feel like a Squidward. Where it's just like, everything is bad and I hate everyone. It's normally just like how you're feeling, you know, during the day or whatever, but it's just that kind of mentality. And it just feels so real, you know, when you're able to sit down and watch SpongeBob and have that be part of like SpongeBob's thing. So it's so modernly relevant, but it came out years ago at like, I don't even remember. It was like early 2000s SpongeBob. And it's still been going because of how popular it is. There's still new SpongeBob, man. Right? Like, they're never going to let go of it because it's just so popular and makes so much money. Ugh, I don't know. So I feel like SpongeBob has kind of fallen off, and I really wish they got like a new director or a new something with SpongeBob, because there was one day I sat down and I really was just like, oh man, SpongeBob SquarePants, am I right? You know? And so I tried to sit down and watch the new SpongeBob, and I think I watched like 1 or 2 episodes, and I was just super not impressed. I was just very unimpressed at SpongeBob when I watched the newer one. Stop taking fire, Stormy.
Reloading. Hold on. Let me help you.
Recharging shield.
Grenade. I took an enemy down. Pretty good for an electrical engineer. Grenade.
Oh, that's right. He has a Watson. There we go!
That was the last one.
There we go!
Cover me.
But I don't know, man. I just... It's one of those things where it's like, I want to like SpongeBob again. That's I think, really where the sentiment comes from, is it's like, I want to like SpongeBob again, but they just keep doing all these weird things to SpongeBob. Like, I think one of the big things about SpongeBob that has kind of stopped being so interesting to me is that they kind of treat SpongeBob like a cut and paste job, you know what I mean? So they'll sit down and they'll be like, oh, SpongeBob, right? Like, he's this character. Patrick, he's this character, right? Like, he's just the dumb idiot, you know? Squidward is just a nihilist, basically, in their eyes. Gosh dang it. Is this the team that was proper tracing us? What the goobus? Is it just two people who have different... You should be able to get him down. Okay.
I downed an enemy.
How did she get downed? Don't get down, Ren. Ren! We were in 11th place, Ren! No! See, this is why I'm upset. I got 3 kills. Oh, sorry. I got 2 kills. I felt like I got 3 kills. I got 2 kills. That was a great match. We just got hit by a bunch of people. And look at how many points I got. Plus 2 points. Because we got match placement of 5. And then participation of 12. Like, great. I'm gonna get to higher ranks now. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a little more cynical today because I'm tired. We're gonna get to silver rank. It's gonna happen. It's just gonna take a billion years because you gotta go to bronze. Oh, is bronze for the end of bronze rank? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I'll have to check that. Does it really go 1, 2, 3, 4? I would think it would be the opposite. I don't know. I guess it's different mentalities. Bigger numbers to some people is like better. Bigger numbers could also mean like further away. So I think it's here nor there. But that was a great match. That was a great match. I am happy about that match.
This is more than a battle.
One way or another. Even though I've only lost points today. I think I'm still at like a net of negative like 11 or something.
One more time.
That was a pretty good match. I kind of like that one. But yeah, I don't know. SpongeBob SquarePants, man. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to think of a quote. It's all escaping me right now, but I absolutely love SpongeBob. Not enough to like buy merchandise, mind you, but enough for it to be part of my psyche. Part of my psyche. Oh, I guess one does always kind of like pop into my head with SpongeBob, right? Like, we're not cavemen. We have technology. Just like bashes the dollar with the computer. I love it. Man, now I'm just fangirling over early SpongeBob, man. Shoot. Well, because it's good. It's good, right? It's the kind of thing that you know, makes me want to just sit back and go watch some old SpongeBob. The good old days, SpongeBob.
Okay.
Your grandparents, SpongeBob.
We should go
I hope nobody's grandparents, SpongeBob. It came out in, like, again, it came out, I don't know exactly when, but I think it came out like early 2000s, SpongeBob. So,
Come on, guys. Right here.
you would have to be in a bad situation
The first of many lights.
to sit and have SpongeBob be a grandparents kind of thing. Hey, maybe could you not stand there and get got?
Let me help you.
The other ones are here.
I can't believe he came up and around. Ugh! How did you both get down in the same spot? I have lost so many points.
Second quadrant.
Oh, it's because she had a great gun. How much damage? Oh, because it went to Horizon and Valkyrie. Because they dropped on top of somebody, and they just couldn't pull it together. Minus 15. Dude, we are going to go back to stone rank at this rate. I'm going to lose all the points that I got yesterday, man. This is quite the dealio. Quite the dealio. I guess while I'm in kind of a complaining mood. You know what movie I think was very upsetting in that it was just like it didn't go anywhere and like nothing happened? It was the movie Encanto, right? Like the whole movie was basically just about a house. It was just about a house, right? And there was a very interesting and cool like subplot that they had where it's like the grandma is like she escaped the Spanish Inquisition or something like that. I don't know. But she escaped the Spanish Inquisition, and she was all running around and like, what do I do? What do I do? And then she finds this like great place to sit and set up shop where it's like surrounded by these mountains that she can sit and just make this cool little city, with magic superpowers from a candle, But like the story was just, I'm a little girl who didn't get powers, and it's the house's fault. And it's like, okay. And I just had to skip through the sing-songy bit. It was just too much for me. That's kind of really the thing that I really struggle with in movies is like the song breakaway moments where it's like, now we're going to say this next part of the story in song, I struggle with that, man. I struggle with that. I really do. I really struggle with it. And you would think like, oh man, this guy, he must hate like, everything because he probably doesn't like theater type things, or he doesn't like this or that. And it's like, I have actually been very thoroughly surprised with the theater experiences I have had in my life. And it's like all been local theater stuff too. Like you would think it'd be like, oh, it's cringy, it's local theater. But I've actually really enjoyed most of my theater experiences. It's just the, You're wonderful, thank you. And you had a what is wrong with you? You had a gold thing. Whatever. What was I on about? Oh, well, I've been doing really good with machine guns, so I'm gonna have to swap this out for something. What are they called? Musicals. They're called musicals. So I really struggle with musicals. I can't really give you a good explanation as to why. I think it's just that for me, if it doesn't make sense for them to be singing, it doesn't make sense for them to sing. You know what I mean? I think that's where I just get a little frustrated with musicals, is because, and then sometimes they just sing about just like nothing. You know what I mean? They just sing about nothing. And it's like, oh great, I love watching or listening to music where they sing about nothing. I don't know. I don't know. For some weird reason, I'm hyper pessimistic about that kind of thing, which is really weird because I think love is a little strong. In some movies, I love it, but for the most part, I love like old 2D animated Disney like sing-along stuff, like Little Mermaid and kind of things. I think that is like, that's great, But the thing that I really struggle with is like all the new modern stuff. Like everyone loved Frozen, and I was just kind of like, I just, like she's really good at singing, but it just doesn't really feel like my thing, And so I just personally kind of struggle with that. Though I will say I loved Tangled. I did love Tangled, though. I think that was one of the few... though, I think the reason I did like Tangled so much is because it was one of the few movies that the main story was able to hold itself oh so perfectly that I think I just kind of gave the musicals parts of it like a huge pass at the end of the day. So I don't know, maybe that's what it is, but I love Tangled, man. I think Tangled still, even though that came out like 5-6 years ago, I still think Tangled is the best Disney princess movie that they have made in the modern era. I really honestly think that's true. There's a lot of people that are super going to disagree with me, especially because there's a lot of fans of like Frozen and stuff, but I don't know, man. Tangled was solid. Tangled was a solid movie. And then I would say next, and this one is controversial, I would say next down the line, I loved Brave. I thought Brave was a great movie. Not a lot of people liked Brave, which I don't understand. I don't understand why people didn't like Brave. It was a great movie. It was a mom and daughter movie where she sits down and, you know, has this like moment with her mom where she just gets to go around and just kind of experience the world, right? And be free and do her own thing. And then it's like it's set in Scotland, which is just beautiful, you know? And so it's just one of those things where it's like, guys, why does nobody like this? This is great. You know? But nobody really seemed to like it for some reason, which I think kind of puts me off a little bit. But I mean, at some level, what do you do, right? What was that gold hop-up? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, dude, that thing went to the back rooms. Where did that thing go? That thing disappeared. Dude, that gold hop-up disappeared. That gold hop-up disappeared, man. It's gone. It's not coming back. It just straight up disappeared. That's so wild. That is so wild. Yeah, dude, I don't know. I love Tangled. Probably because I have a soft spot in my heart for, like, just cute, nice girls. I don't know. She's just so bubbly and nice. I think that's why I like it so much. She's just a cute, bubbly, nice girl. I think that's why I like that movie. Above many other choices. I don't know. Oh, well, I was talking about Brave. Brave, I thought was great, and people hated Brave. Or, well, maybe they didn't hate it, but, like, they were not very well receptive of Brave, which I still find to be kind of agitating. What is happening? Why can't I sprint? Oh, I am sprinting. Oh, now I'm not moving. Oh, now I'm not doing a thing. Oh, now I'm really not doing a thing. Alright. Okay, alright, okay. What's going on there? I guess Apex Legends doesn't like the movie Brave either, because goodness. Oh, and the hair in Brave. I'm not even talking about, like, Merida's hair, because, like, her hair was great. But, like, the hair on the bear, right? Like, the bear mom, that was great. Like, it had, like, a nice shine and a gloss to it. That was just really great. I loved that. I loved that so much. Can you get me back into the match that I was in? Because I actually had quite the great loadout. Oh, no! Why did it kick me? What is happening? At least I didn't lose points, but I don't want to start again. We didn't even fight anybody in that last one. Oh, what the heck was that? What is happening tonight? Why is it being like that to me? Why? Why? long story short, I really liked Brave. The hair physics were great. I thought it was funny. Not a lot of people thought Brave was overly funny, but the
This one's for the kids.
like trio, the like triplets. I think they were triplets. Were they triplets? I think they were triplets. I thought the triplets were fun. They were still like corporate ha ha he he kind of characters, but I thought that they were really fun characters at the end of the day. And then the dad. The dad was the best in that movie, man. He was really funny, and he also had this like. I feel like they haven't really, you know, I think another reason I liked it is because they haven't really had a good family in Disney movies for quite some time. And then they come out swinging with Brave, and it's like, yeah, they have a good, mostly functional family. Like, who would have guessed? You could also have an interesting story with a good, somewhat functional family. You know what I mean? Because Encanto was not a functional family. That was super not a functional family. Nobody could tell me that was a functional family. Because, like, one of the family members just leaves after getting this, like, deadly premonition. And then they're just like, oh, we'll search around town. We'll, like, look around. And then, like, nobody, like, finds him inside of their own home for how many years? You know? And then they're just like, you know what? He left us, he's gone, and he's dead to us. And it's like, okay. and then they were just like, yeah, we don't talk about him, because, you know, a-hole, right? Like, you know, didn't ever come back. We don't want to talk about him. Is this bad omen on our family, is just this blight of a character on our family, you know? And it's like, the dude didn't do anything. You know, and they're just like, nah, it's fine, we'll just disown him. It's like, gosh dang it, you guys are just weird. You guys are weird. I guess the reason I'm talking about Disney so much is because I've been watching Kenobi, like I said yesterday, and that's on Disney Plus. And along with Disney Plus, I've been sitting down and watching, you guessed it, Disney movies. I did watch these Disney movies like a while back, so it's not like I've been constantly watching them. But, yeah. I don't know. I'm not like a huge hyper Disney person. I think that's one thing that really I struggle with people sometimes, is when you meet that, like, girl or whatever who's like a hyper Disney fan, and it's like, I think it's fine that you like Disney. There's a lot of great, you know, Disney is probably one of the best, like, Disney and Pixar are probably some of the best people, like, to make films in the industry. Like, at large, you know, they're probably some of the best. And, you know, they make captivating stuff. They make stuff that makes me cry, man. Like, what was it called? I mean, it made me cry, but I can't remember the name. I think it was called Onward, or Wayward, Onward, Wayward, something like that. And it's just a story about these, like, two brothers, and they just want to meet their dad again, and so they go on this big journey to, like, try and see their dad one last time.
Looks like we're ahead of the game.
Because the dude's having, like a mental breakdown type issue, you know? Is he shooting at people, or... No, he's just in a nest. He's just in a nest.
Get close to the ring and it collapses on us in 45
But that made me cry, you know? Like, that was a great movie. But I think there's, like, being a fan, being, like, a good fan of Disney, but then there's, like, people whose entire lives and existences are just Disney, you know? And that's the kind of thing that I struggle with. I struggle with people where it's like their whole life is just Disney. Disney and only Disney, you know? Where it's like, oh, Disney released this new thing. I gotta go watch it in theaters, like, immediately, you know? Right, that kind of thing, that kind of mentality. That I struggle with. But if you're, like, really like Disney and it's, like, something that you really appreciate, excuse me, then it's like, okay, you know, but typically, at least, I feel like I end up meeting the hyper fans of Disney properties more often than not. And it's just kind of difficult, I think, for me. But anyhow, it's fine. I don't need that. I have terrible aim, but I super don't need that to get any better aim. And the ring is closing, so I think we're just kind of done here, guy. Follow us or don't follow us. Which is actually going to put us at quite a disadvantage, because we're still in rank 15 right
We should
now.
probably meet up. We're too spread out.
Do I already have... Oh, I already have a full kit. I already have a full purple kit on my sniper. I don't know how that happened. That's kind of crazy. Dude, I just have gotten so absorbed in sitting down and talking about, like, Disney and SpongeBob and all these things. I'm not even paying attention. Not even paying attention to what I'm picking up as a loadout. I don't know. I do feel like I'm doing a lot better with, I do feel like I'm doing a lot better with ranked stuff today. Oh, wrong button. It doesn't seem like anybody's nearby. Somebody...
I'm in trouble.
Ah!
Reloading. Combat smoothie. Shush now.
Scanning the area.
Right here.
Main target. Okay.
That was rude. You know what, though? It's my fault. I wasn't paying attention to what was happening right in front of my face. Oh my goodness. Don't have this happen. Don't have it happen, guy. Don't have it happen, guy. Don't have it happen, guy. Oh. Come on. Rank 14th? How long was that? How long was that match? Summary, survival time. 6 minutes? 6 minutes and we were still 14th place? Goodness gracious. Lost 15 points again. Again. Oh, where are we at with this? What? Oh yeah, so it goes 4, 3, 2, 1. So I'm at literally the lowest rank right now. I'm still at the lowest rank. Why? It's fine. We'll do it. We'll get better. We'll get up there. It'll happen. I play Apex Legends like it's my job. Then I will get to silver rank one of these days. Oh, man. If they keep it like this, it's going to start turning into Overwatch. And you know what? I stopped playing Overwatch when their competitive field was just too difficult. It was just something that was just not good. I don't want to know that, no. Water.
Or 9 times.
I'm ecstatic to fight.
Water makes you wet. Water does that. That's a thing. Orange juice. Orange juice. Orange juice.
Come on. Let's see if we're
Orange juice. That's a great alternative as well. Orange juice. Closer to orange juice? Dude, I don't want to engage with this weird sexual energy that they're trying to give off. I don't like that. That's not my thing. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Alright, let's do this. Let's do this. Leroy! Splankins. Dude, the iron sights on this is just the worst thing on the planet. Iron sights on this weapon is terrible. Prowler, it's a lot better. Maybe I should, I don't know, get a skin or something. It's a possibility, it's an option. Are they close? Are they close? Are they close? Are they close? They're close. No! Why was I... Oh! Yeah, it was a really close one. Ah, man, it's heating up. Please don't have us die at rank 19. I don't want that.
Healing my wounds.
We killed the champion. They were not a very good champion then.
It's a champion.
I mean, they got me downed, but,
Paying off.
you know. That happened. That's easy enough. You don't have to be the champion to do that. Oh, man. Man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Man, 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 man. Man. Start thinking about men.
Starting operation.
Oh, you know what I was listening to today during work? I was listening to the old podcast. I don't know the exact name of what the podcast is,
Sure they don't
but there's a
see that.
podcast made by Ricky Gervais and
I'm in trouble.
Ricky Gervais and Carl Pilkington are in it, and it is the funniest thing on the planet.
I've spotted
I
enemy.
absolutely love the heck out of Carl Pilkington. I think he's the funniest dude on the planet. And then when he's like paired with Ricky, you know, you get this real energy. 'Cause like Ricky has a very like hyper
Minute.
facts and science focused kind of brain. But you know, Carl is just kind of a goober. And so when you put those two in the same room, Carl will say something just like absolutely ridiculous, right? Like he will go off the rails. And then Ricky will come in and be like, "What are you talking about? You maniac, like this science and this other stuff. Like, come on, what are you doing?" You know? And then he'll just sit there and be like, "Yeah, but like, yeah." And then Ricky will just explode. I gotta try and find this. The name of this. So once I get out of this match, I'm gonna sit down and Google it up. But I was listening to Carl Pilkington today during work, and that I think made work all the more reasonable to deal with.
There's one right here.
Fence placed.
Why?
Fence them out. Rings moving. Let's go. Allons-y.
Why are you staying up over there?
I'm going this way.
What is he doing?
I'm watching this spot for movement. We are not alone. Look over here.
Bam to the woozle. Sending out a decoy.
What are they on about? What are they on about?
I'm hit. Could use some help.
Sister.
Opening fire.
Okay, somebody's in this building.
Enemy shield cracked. Sending out a decoy.
Whoa.
Recharging the shields.
Here to the rescue.
Other squads have been here.
Give him my shield to recharge.
Taking a moment to heal up.
Hostile right here, right in front of me.
This is bad. This doesn't feel good. Oh, I didn't hit a single hit.
Someone's been here.
Defending over there. Down. Making contact here. Down. Need a little help. Give me my shield contact here.
Just topping up my shields.
What was that?
Dense.
Why did that not place that? What? You stinky goobus. You just came up here and threw a grenade.
Laying fences. Taking damage.
Come on, let's use this gravity cannon. Healing up. Give me a sec.
Oh, get on the gravity gun. Waha!
Decoy. Wait, how do I know I'm not the decoy?
The ring's closing. This is probably the best that we left anyway. I'm doing this thing where I'm getting like way too into the game and I'm not talking. I'm sorry. I'm just doing weirdly better today. At least I feel like I'm doing much better today than I have been the last couple days. I don't know why that is, because generally speaking, don't really do the world's best. So, anyway. What should I talk about, man? What should I talk about? I do like those trees.
That's a pretty
You know, that's one thing that I think is really understated about video games nowadays, is how much effort people put into making trees look good. Oh, excuse me.
Go bamboo.
Because that's like a big part of Elden Ring, right? Is having like really good and like intricate designs for trees. But I feel like it's something that not a lot of people sit down and try to focus on too much. Because I feel like even AAA games that they like pump money into, they're always just these like boring cylinder stick things coming out of the ground, you know?
Close. Check your map.
And I just kind of hate that. I feel like people need to sit down and spend like a little bit more time working on
They're setting
making
up
trees
a
look
defense.
good, right? You know? Am I wrong? Am I being weird? I know that I'm kind of just grasping at straws right now, but I think that's kind of the truth. I think there's truth to it. People don't spend a lot of time on trees. People did. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Healing my wounds.
Do some looting there.
I've got your back.
But like my friend in college was like super big into trees.
Understood that thing.
I don't know if he was okay, here's the thing. I don't know if he was big into trees, but he was definitely like
Shield
when it
cell.
came down to us sitting down and making things, like doing projects and stuff, he was really big into trees. And you might notice, and you might have noticed, that in recent years, people have been using a program called Speed Tree to sit down and make their trees and make them look really good. I didn't need any of that. And that's been basically the new hotness, right, for that kind of program. Because what you can do in it is you can sit down and it has just a bunch of mathematic equations to sit down.
Target spotted.
I'm going over here.
Oh my goodness, this is starting to get difficult to manage. But they have like a bunch of like pre-built-in equations that are like natural equations that are supposed to mimic like how trees like form. So you can basically just sit down, press a couple buttons, and then you'll have something that's like very tree-like. You know, it'll have all the branches, all the roots, all these things. And it's very easy to work with. And it's one of those things where I wish I sat down and that I spent more time learning, but it was expensive at the time, especially because I was spending money on college, you know. Oh, no.
Target's right in front of me. I just gotta patch myself up.
Recharging my shields.
Where are they? Oh, these guys are red. What are we doing?
Sending out a decoy.
I'm bleeding out.
Throwing arc stuck.
No! Oh, okay, he's using his ultimate. That's not really the world's best decision. Because they could just jump in there and kill you. And then they could just sit back and ride the wave. While they heal and reload. So yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm grasping at straws at this point. I am kind of tired, if I'm being completely honest with myself. It's been kind of a long day. Work felt like a long day today. I can't really talk about much about it because a lot of it is still kind of confidential. Not like big ouchy confidential, but confidential in the kind of way where I would get in trouble or like lose my job if I talked too much about it. So it's not like anything like, you know, 007 style. But so essentially I work with clients, right? And we purchase stuff from these clients. And sometimes we're like a media company. So we're a media company that like purchases stuff from these clients. And sometimes the clients are like not good at making the media that we ask them to make, even though we like
I'm the jump master.
hire them on specifically for that.
I'm the best.
and it's kind of to be expected
You from up here.
that we run into that kind of thing, but it's still one of those things where we get like sometimes very simple designs and they won't really put the extra time and effort into it, and it really makes me sad because then we have to like tell them, hey, we're not gonna buy this from you, or you know, like what, and sometimes it really just drags down on your spirit. It just really drags down on your spirit sometimes. That's all I really can say. Again, I could get in trouble if I talk way too much about my work, but yeah, so plus I also don't like represent their opinion in the least, so I don't want to get in trouble in that regard either. But anyway, maybe if I'm not gonna get in trouble with this, the best thing to do is to stop talking about it. I don't know. I just want to blow off steam. Today was just difficult. It was just difficult mentally. It was just a slog. So that's probably why I don't have as much energy as I did the last couple days. Not to mention the fact this is the third day in a row that I've been streaming, which is fine, because this is like, again, the kind of thing I'd be doing one way or another. But I don't know. I think sometimes there's clarity to not talking while you're on stream, or not talking while you play video games. So yeah, I think we're coming up on about an hour with Apex 2, so I am kind of getting a little tired of Apex for the night, one way or another. Especially since I've only lost points. Like, I've been doing a lot better with my aim and stuff, but I have only lost points. So I'm a little personally frustrated that I've been doing a lot better, but I've also been doing a lot worse. Hopefully this will just be a magical match, and we can win it, and we can show the world exactly who we are. We are! Oh, you know, I don't think I've ever come up with I don't think I've ever come up with something to call the chat, right? I don't even think it's really overly that important unless you guys want it to be. If you guys want to be a thing, like you guys want to be like a group name thing, let me know, because I'm sure we could come up with something. Like way back in the day, I was really interested in like old-timey, like, you know, whatchamacallit, like fantasy type stuff, right? Like I still am, all right? It's not that I'm not. Oh, okay. Well, where are they going? They're going this way. Okay, we're just gonna run this way. You had to go in the complete opposite direction just to spite me, didn't you? You absolute
Ring closes.
goober.
No time to waste.
You absolute goober.
I'll make sure they don't sneak up on us.
And then he's just going a different direction too. I'm gonna go with this guy. Murray. What? Who is that? That's something political or something. I don't know. But Pecco. Pecco's the... Oh, I was gonna use my last topic of conversation to jump into this, but Pecco is from Pecora, one of the Japanese Hololive? I don't know if it's Hololive. One of the Japanese VTubers. She's like a little rabbit character, which I think is really fun. I think it's really fun. There's some part of me that wants to do VTubing stuff. So if you guys also want me to do VTubing, I'll find a way to make it work. But I can't promise that I'll make something work. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Warning. Ring movement in progress.
Where was I gonna go with that though?
Brings
I
me
was
here.
going somewhere
Go
with
on.
that
I
conversation.
designed it to hurt anyone outside of it.
Pecora. Oh, way back in the day, I was really interested in. I seriously just forgot it. Fantasy type stuff. There we go. Way back in the day, I was interested in fantasy type stuff, and I tried making a YouTube channel. I tried making the like viewers be part of a guild, you know, and like you'd be joining into my guild if you were like part of the viewership, which I still think is fun. I still think it's a fun idea. I don't think anybody ever like, you know, grappled to it way back in the day. I don't even know if you guys would grapple to it now, but I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be fun to sit down and have the guild again, you know, but there's aspects about it that I do think are kind of like weird. If I'm being personally honest. I'm not a furry, even though my name is Beryllium Fox. So I don't know if I want to come up with a furry name to call everybody. A fursona, if you will. Oh man, no hate, no hate. If you're a furry, that's fine. It's okay. No worries with that. I'm just myself. I am not a furry. Despite the name of my online thing being Beryllium Fox, am not a furry. Can confirm. Anyway, I was gonna talk about VTubers for a second, cause I watch VTubers. All right, I do. I'm not a simp or anything, but I watch them. They like clips show up on my feed, right? You know. And so it's one of those things. Clips show up on my feed. I mainly watch, if you guys are interested, I mainly watch Gura. So I mainly watch Gura, clips of Gura, and I don't sit down and watch just Gura. But I watch clips of Gura, and then I watch clips of Ina, and they're both part of HoloLive English speaking HoloLive.
Other squads have been
Um,
before us.
And I just think they're incredible. That's why I kind of want to do some VTubing content maybe somewhere down the line, but I also don't know, because I don't know what my persona would be. Maybe it would just be the Beryllium Fox, because I think it's cool. But then again, I don't want people to sit there and be like, ah, you big furry. And it's like, no. Again, I love the furry peoples for the most part. But it's just, like, come on. Like, come on. I'm not a furry. Thou doth protest too much. In any case, I do think it would be really fun to do VTubing type stuff, because that's more or less what I went to school for, was 3D graphics and animation. I think it'd be really fun to sit and create a character and sit down and do some VTubing stuff. So let me know if that's the kind of thing you're interested in, and maybe that would be kind of a fun, good old time. I don't know. I think it would be fun. I think it'd be a good time. I don't know. But anyway. Oh, excuse me. The reason I was singing the Beach, I think it's the Beach Boys. I think it's the Beach Boys. The reason I was singing the Beach Boys earlier was because I was like really getting into my music playlist before I started this stream, and I was just like, oh man, I want to sit down and start the stream, but like also I kind of want to like sit down and, you know, like listen to my music, you know. So it's good compromise was just for me to sit and hum it out for the first couple minutes or so. But what have you?
Look, it's It's raining rockets.
There we go. Raining rockets.
This area has been traveled already.
Door, can you door?
Eye of the storm. Grenade!
Oh. Howdy. Man, they downed us really quickly. Oh! No! Oh! No! Oh! You're an a-hole. You're an a-hole. You're an a-hole. How dare you? Man. Oh, we're done with Apex. I'm done with Apex for today, man. I cannot believe. Why did you throw a grenade in there? My ultimate was there. Ah, we just got glacked. Ah, good. We just got glacked. I'm done with Apex. I'm done. We're done. We're done with it today. Look, I lost 5 points. I'm at 1371. I was at like what? 1390, 1380 something when I started. I've only lost points today. I gotta call it quits. I gotta call it quits. We're done. We're done. It's done. All of it's done. Tired of it. Tired of it. Ugh. All right. Well, I think we are gonna go do a cool down stream. I think what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna go ahead and move on to Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering Arena. Whoa. I love it. I guess in the community it's like 50-50 whether or not people like Magic the Gathering Arena, because it like forces you to shuffle your deck in a very specific way. We could talk about it in a minute, but go ahead and just stay tuned. We're going to go ahead and jump into Magic the Gathering once I come back. Take this opportunity, stand up, walk around, get some water, just be a little bit more healthy. That's one of the big things I want to be part of my stream, is just try to find a way to just be that much a little bit more healthy. Just a little bit. You don't have to like, start working out or like lifting weights or anything. And I'm not your dad. I don't tell you when to go to bed, although you should go to bed at a reasonable time. But those are my 2 big things. Stand up, walk around, don't get like a blood clot or anything. Drink some water so that you don't like get head fog and those kinds of things. And get good sleep. Those are all things I've struggled with health-wise through my life, especially through college. That was the worst. That was the worst. I was in the worst health condition in college. I'll get back to it when we jump back on with Magic the Gathering, but so stay tuned. Stay tuned. A cliffhanger. The first time cliffhanger. But we're just gonna go ahead and cancel the stream for just a minute, about 5-10 minutes, while I go get some water and walk around myself and then boot up Magic. And then we'll be back to it. We will be back to it going forward. Hopefully I'll have also more to talk about because I won't be hyper concentrating. Or at the very least, I'll have something interesting to talk about because it's a very strategically based game. So I can kind of talk through what strategy I have going on, which is basically none. So stick around, guys. We will be back.